morning. My name is Carlos Ospina, and I'm here to present Bot Factory, the future of electronics manufacturing. Electronics are everywhere. They're in your house, they're in your car, and more in your pocket. But there's an old saying, hardware is hard. When you're talking about assembled PCB boards, you'll realize that the lead times take between 2 and 3 weeks to be delivered to you. A cost of a single board will be around $250 if you're not working with flexible substrates. And as an electrical designer, you'll have to iterate several times to get where you want to be. That's a lot of work. We came up with Squink, a desktop circuit factory that can create functional circuits in minutes and for a couple of dollars per print. It's not just that we can print on the standard materials like FR4 or Kapton, which are available. We can also do it on wood, plastic, even paper. The best part about our technology is not just that we can simplify your process using additive manufacturing. We can, indeed, simplify the whole process for you. We have shrunk the knowledge of the industry inside of the board that runs our machine. What that means is that anyone can successfully build a circuit beginning to end without a manual and without the need of lengthy training or burning their fingers. Our machine looks like this and works in 3 steps. First, it deposits conductive ink to create conductive traces. Then, it will place little dots of conductive glue or solder paste, and then another head will pick components from a tray and place them accurately on top of the glue. This is an extremely simple machine to understand. There's a lot of things going behind it. And we believe we can make a lot of people really happy. The PCB market is meant to be in 2016 around $75 billion. 5% of that market is for prototyping. We believe we can reach 1% of that market in 3 years. And let me show you how. First, we're going to sell our hardware. It is the printer, it is the consumables, and there's electronic kits. We have 3 target customers that we have successfully sold to. Educational institutions, industry, especially working on circuits that are flexible, and hobbyist makers and maker spaces. The second step of our strategy is launching a manufacturing service for low volumes. It will allow Squink users to order circuits right from their printer. But it's not just that. We're going to offer them the lowest cost and the fastest delivery time in the industry because our technology allows it. We will be in a better position to advise, recommend, or even more influence our customers in the process. Now let me tell you where we are in this plan. In 2014, September, we finished our Kickstarter and we successfully funded our first round with a machine that we called the Alpha. In April 2015, we launched Squink, and we've been shipping this machine to all our customers since then. In April 2016, we expect to bring Squink number 2. This will be faster, more reliable, more precise, and more flexible than anything before done. And we will follow that with the launch of our manufacturing service called Phoenix. In 2017, we expect to introduce Swarm. Swarm will use our technology in a larger format. It will allow us to create a lot of circuits very quick under a franchise model. This is our team. Most of us engineers, very passionate about what we're doing, but achieved. Before I leave, if you feel that Squink is a good fit for your company, or you want to share some advice with us, you're more than welcome to reach out. If you're an investor, hey, I'm here. I would like to talk to you. We're trying to do a seed round now. And I would like to show you some of the things we've done. This is Bot Factory, and we want electronics here and now. Thank you.
Carlos, how did you build these prototypes with only $100,000?
We had a second. OK, so we were really lean the first year. We had a team of 5 people working full-time on this, driven by passion and, let's say, a real concern and a real interest in solving this problem, because it's something that really touched every one of us. And at the end of 2014, we found our first investor. It was actually more like an angel investor that put $300,000 in our company so we could keep moving forward.
So Carlos, great presentation. The cost of the unit right now is $3,000, is that right?
Yes, correct.
What is your cost to manufacture that unit, and are you actually manufacturing it?
Around $1,000.
Okay, so $2,000 gross margin.
Yeah.
You guys are actually able to produce units now repeatedly, or do you have one working prototype?
Yes, we've shipped around 15 units already, and we closed 10 sales this month, which we are very happy because November seems to be a great month for sales. And yes, we're producing in Long Island City.
So how did you guys just get out of bed one day and decide to build this?
So my co-founder and I were in this class where we were supposed to create an EEG reader, you know, one of those things that read your brain waves. And there were 8 teams in this class, and we were supposed to submit our project like in 2 weeks from now. So my co-founder and I came from electronics industries, right? So we knew that it would take two weeks. So we essentially did it as quick as we could, and we sent it for manufacturing, and we got it just in time. And the other teams didn't. So by the time of the presentation, we realized, I mean, there had to be a different way to do it.
Can this not be done by the existing like MakerBots and other additive manufacturing, desktop additive manufacturing technologies that are available?
So technically, our printer is a good complement to that technology. Those technologies can usually print structural devices with volume. They don't have the resolution to print, for example, if I show you that chip over there, they will probably short it very easily. So what we've been doing and playing with is the new ink we launched this Monday will allow you to print on top of a 3D printed surface, so you can have, like, let's say, your remote controller and print all the electronics on top of that, right? So you can do a MakerBot for the control, like for the infrastructure, and then.
So you would take a structure that you had made from a different printer and then use this printer on top of it?
Yes, correct.
So why wouldn't they just be in one printer?
Because the process that you need to create electronics needs really high accuracy, really high conductivity, which is kind of one of the main issues that we're getting, like the industry in general is having with 3D printed electronics. This is kind of more like a 2D plus 1 printer than a 3D printer per se. And you know that in electronics, smaller is better, and 3D printers usually get into trouble when they go really small. So that's why it's a compliment. Yeah.
And what's your sales channel?
So right now we are doing mostly inbound sales, which means that we're doing a lot of content marketing. We're going to a lot of presentations, Maker Faire, IDTechX. We recently were recognized as one of the industry influencers in like a large conference for 3D printed electronics, and that has, of course, put us in the map for several people. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the competitive landscape and how you play into that environment?
Sure. So right now we have 3 competitors that we have identified. One is a Voxelate. I'll just put it up in front. It's a 3D printer that technically can print electronic circuitry. They are not yet at the precision level. They are not launched. They haven't actually given a date where they will be available on the market. Their second one is Volterra. It's a company from Canada. They haven't launched either. Their delivery date seems to be March next year. They have only printing. They can't do the pick and place, or they can't place the glue. Like, they are only focusing on printing. And the same for Cartesian, that came about at the same time as us, but they only do printing. So that's more or less where we are. All right, thank you.